Good afternoon, Coach. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Excellent. Welcome to HSBN Media Days. Coach, introduce yourself and the players you have here today with you.
My name's Willie Visoso. I'm the head coach at Olympic Heights. To my left here, I got Nico Velarde, senior outfielder, Ethan Zabeda, senior outfielder, Alan Hernandez, junior middle infielder, Efren Suarez, junior outfielder catcher, and then Chase Lambalot, sophomore pitcher.
Awesome. Coach, give us a preview of your upcoming season.
So we're really excited about this season. The hard work that we've put in last year in the summer and the fall, it's definitely going to pay off what's coming next in the next few months. But we've got a really solid ball club. They're a great group of young men. They know what they want out of this season. The talent is without a doubt there. There's a lot of guys that last season they were still trying to figure themselves out as ball players, and I think they've come into this season with a knowing and understanding of who they are as ball players, and I think every player on our team knows what their job is to be successful. We've done, I think, a pretty good job of telling our boys and showing them, hey, this is how this has to happen, and they're in complete understanding of how it has to be. It's just a matter of seeing in the next few months how it's all going to play out. But I'm confident that everybody's going to do their job, and it's going to be a special season.
Excellent.
Coach, this is your second year
Yes, sir.
With the program, and what's the biggest difference you've seen from year one to year two?
Well, like I said, year one we were trying to figure ourselves out. They were a new group to me. I think it was a little bit of a transition from previous regime to me, and on a discipline level, they kind of understood where things needed to be and doing your job. Being focused on every small detail. I emphasize the little details every single day. That's still sometimes at times as teenagers that's a work in progress, but they're starting to understand what I mean by that. And the culture has just changed a lot. There's a winning mentality. I told them the other day, I said, guys, we're not going to go into this season flying under the radar. I want the target on our back this year. And I think after what we did last season, people weren't looking at Olympic Heights as a losing program anymore. We definitely came in there last year and we changed that narrative around, and we toughened up our schedule big time this year, and the target's on our back, and that's how I want it.
You talked. It sounds like you have a lot of returning players this year. How many seniors are we working with that have varsity experience, and juniors as well, I guess?
There's quite a bit actually on the senior level. So these two young men are the cornerstone to our lineup. They're 2-3 in our lineup, and it starts and ends with them at the end of the day. We've got a few senior pitchers. I want to say on a senior level we're like at 6 or 7, and then the juniors I think we're about 3 or 4. The grand majority of our team is actually last year's freshman class, which are now the sophomores. There's a good chunk of them that are part of our contributing factor, which is actually great as a head coach to be able to know that I've got those guys coming back year after year, and it's going to get to a point where nothing is this is a rebuild year, this is an off year. It's a transition. They reload. There's no rebuild. It's a reload every year. So you can't ask for more than that as a coach.
For the seniors, talk a little bit about just what it's like to step into that that leadership role. It's your last year at the school, and it's your second year with coach. So what's that like?
It's being a senior, you gotta step up. You gotta kind of lead the team because everyone looks up to you, and they basically follow your role and everything that you do. So you can't show them bad things because then they'll follow with that and think it's all right to do that when it's not.
So we have a great group this year. I mean, we're all a family. It's really easy to lead our team when we have the kind of connection that we do together. And so it's been great, and it's going to continue to get better, and we all know that.
And then the sophomore is. Coach mentioned, that you guys have a strong sophomore group. So I know there's only one of you here, but if you want to just speak a little bit about, you'll be going through it all with him. It's the second year of the program. How's that relationship developed, and how do you guys see your role on the team?
Well, it's good. We've made a strong bond last 2 years. Our sophomore class has really good talent. Our pitching staff is mostly sophomores this year. So excited to see how that goes for the next couple of years.
And for the rest of you guys, Coach is mentioning the sophomore class here. So is there a good deal of competition on the field, and what's that like to have the younger guys kind of pushing you?
Yeah, you got to obviously earn your spot. There's nothing's given. So it's just like an extra competition. He's got to work more and just go after it.
Yeah, like Alan said, nothing's really handed to you. Kind of have to work for every inch you get on the team. even if you say like you earn that spot, you have someone close behind working just as hard to get that spot. So you always have to keep getting better and better and kind of build off of what you've had.
Coach, you mentioned the pitching position a few times. Is that your biggest position of strength this season? Is it fair to say that?
I would say so. I mean, we're about, give or take 8 or 9 arms deep, and 8 or 9 arms that I can give that ball to them and say, go win me a ball game. And the preparation level, I think it's a little different this year in the sense of our pitchers know what they're doing. They're pitchers that have been well coached throughout their careers. They have an understanding of their bodies. They have an understanding of their recovery process, their preparation, and they know what they're doing when they get on the mound. They have intent, and they know what they want out of their outings. So that's pretty special, and something that it's a little unique in that sense. We have a freshman starting catcher. He's an incredibly talented young man, but having that, at the end of the day, 14 years old, we're lucky that he's been around quality baseball and he's able to lead alongside me. That connection has been special also, to be able to have him lead our pitchers. And it's just shown. It's shown with the boys. They're starting to buy in. Every single day is a different level of buy-in, and they lock in every day.
You said you got about 8 or 9 arms that you're willing to trust. I think a lot of high school coaches only maybe have 4 or 5, guys that they're willing to hand the rock to. So how does that competition play out? Do you have a set group of starters, or do you just kind of go with whoever you feel on a certain day?
I mean, right now it's been, we've played 2 preseason games, and it's been the 3-headed monster that we have of our sophomores with Nick Manning, Brandon Yospi, Chase Lambalot. Right here, they've been the 3-headed monster so far, but that's not to say that the few juniors and seniors that I have on the pitching staff, I have the same confidence to give those guys the ball and for them to give us that win. And, we're still trying to, it's funny because when fall comes around, that's kind of your spring training. That's where you figure out who's going to be my starters, who's going to be my relievers. And it's been such a tight competition and a level of, I trust those guys to get me that win, that I'm kind of playing it off of who we're playing that week and which pitcher fits that opponent the best. I'm sure as we go on throughout the next few months, we're going to kind of figure out, hey, well, those are our 2 starters, those are our 2 main relievers, but that's to be determined. But I have confidence in all our guys to go out there and compete.
For the pitchers, I don't know how many we have up here.
Just Chase here.
What's that group like? I know pitchers, you guys kind of get moved off to the side and go work on something while maybe they're taking batting practice or something. But what's the energy in the group like? Obviously, coach is confident in you.
Yeah, we all work really well together, help each other out mechanically, work on each other, try to benefit everyone else on the pitching staff, make everyone better, and then hope it plays in game.
And Coach, I just wanted to circle back to one thing that you said at the beginning, but your schedule, you said you put together a tough schedule because you want to face the best. So what are the challenges and disadvantages there, of facing tougher opponents? Well,
I mean, I wanted, like I said, I wanted the target on our back this year, and the way you do that is you play quality opponents and you give them the fight. You give them the fight every time we step on the field. I mean, we're going down to Miami to play Florida Christian, and I know they're locked and loaded. I'm a Miami guy, so I'm well aware of what those guys bring to the table. Monsignor Pace is coming to us. I know that coaching staff. I know those players very well. Having opponents like that, we play the Park Vistas. We're going to play the Santa Lucias. It always has a good ball club. It just goes top to bottom. And, this year, I told these boys, I go, look, they realigned the districts. And we all know who's in our district this year, Stillman Douglas, but they put their pants on one leg at a time just like us. They play the same game of baseball, and that's the beauty of the game of baseball. Whoever shows up that day, that's who's going to come out victorious. It's whoever shows up to play, and I'm not scared of any opponent, and I know these boys aren't because that's just the mentality and the toughness they have.
Is there any game you guys in particular are looking forward to this season?
I think every game is the same mentality. Just go out there, perform, hopefully just win.
For me,
Coach, tell us about media days today. You brought your team out here. How'd it go?
It's been great. The boys had a good time. Getting to interact with players from other schools, that was a cool concept, and getting to showcase these boys and the hard work they've put on throughout the fall and starting spring now. It's been a good been a good day, having them getting to be able to go out into the cages and get their exit velos. It kind of turned into a little competition amongst them, and I'm excited to see what HSBN does throughout the season as far as covering us and keeping up with the stats. I think it's a great thing that you guys do to be able to let the boys keep up with their stats and have an understanding of that. It's a great tool to be able to have them send that off to college coaches and say, hey coach, this is where I stand right now. They don't even have to have that concept of reaching out. College coaches can just come and Google our team, see how our players are doing, and it's great what you guys do.
And that's what we do it for. So thank you, Coach. And what about the players? What did you guys like out there today? Did you run the 60s, exit velos? What? Somebody want to?
I like running the 60 because
Yeah.
I just like running and stuff like that.
Are you
So
gonna
it's
work
not
on it?
crazy.
Did you like your time or did
Yeah.
you? Yeah. Okay. What about you guys? Anybody?
I think that the 60 was the most kind of fun part throughout the day. It was like a competition, like the exit velos. It's good to see like different levels of speed and the camaraderie between the guys and just kind of like laughing and jokes like that.
All right. A good way to start off the season soon, right?
Absolutely.
So, Coach, sum it up for us. What can we expect from Olympic Heights this season?
My goal is the last game of the season, and I know where I want that season to end, obviously in Fort Myers, and I don't look at that as an unrealistic goal. I think if everybody here does their job and they know what they want to get out of every inning, every game, there's no reason we're not making a deep run this year and changing the narrative of what Olympic Heights has always been. And I think that that's all them. That's all them and what they do. At the end of the day, they're the ones that play the game, and I'm not playing for them. I'm very proud of these boys. I told them the other day I'm incredibly honored to go to war with them this season, and I'm excited for what's to come this year.
Excellent. Well, best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
Appreciate
and
it.
We'll see you on the field.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.